Today, we're going to talk about business model development, what it is, what it isn't, and the internet lifestyle. You have many people that don't really understand what's going on. And when I say that, I don't mean to be condescending. They just really don't understand because um, I think one problem, and I'm going to use myself here, that is so hard for people to grasp what I do is they don't have any business experience. None. They have some hustling experience, but they don't have any business experience. I'll give you an example. I spent many years as a salesperson, like, hello, from knocking on doors to being an inside sales phone or telesales, calling on the phone, setting appointments, trying to sell stuff, to setting up appointments, going to appointments, presenting people over and over and over. That is a different skill set than if you've only sold online. It's different. Many people say being online levels the playing field. I disagree. Being online is a different playing field. It's a completely different world with its own set of rules, its own policies, its own level of madness. Totally different. And that's why there are people who crush it in the physical world. And that's why there are people who crush it in the physical world. And they come online, they can't do anything. They just can't. Just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And the thing is, that's the simple truth, because it's a different world. It is a totally different world. Now, how does this dovetail into business model development? Well, one, you must understand where you are and what you're doing. You must have a clue to what's going down, how it's going down, for you to understand how to develop your business model. Hold on a second. Let me get rid of something. Like, whoa. Okay, there we go. That was strange. I don't know what the heck that was. But let's talk about my business model, because there are many people who miscategorize me because they don't have enough business bandwidth to really define who I am and what I do, because there's just a number of rumors and crazy stuff going on about me that isn't even close to true. And that's like, okay, now why is this being said? Oh, they don't have no business experience, Tony. They really don't have any business experience, Tony. They kind of, you know what? I'm gonna give it to you like this. I got some on my table. Okay, you see these paper clips? All right. This is a defined space. If I could probably get, I don't know how many paper clips in there. We're in there, 85. Okay, here's the top. Here's the experiment. Well, here's the presentation. Okay, it's 85, right? Now, say my business, let's say this is someone's perspective. This is their perspective. This is where they are. This is about as far as they can go in business. 85 paper clips. They can't do 86 paper clips. They can't do 87. Only 85 paper clips will go in here, right? Well, what if they want to put in 100 paper clips? But they can't, because their perspective is fixed. They cannot put in 100 paper clips. They can only put in 85. Now, say there's 1,000 paper clips on the table. Let's just say my business experience is 1,000 paper clips, but this person only has a container mentally bandwidth that holds 85. So it doesn't matter if I have bandwidth or experience of 1,000 paper clips, they can only see 85 because that's what their mind can hold, because it's that small. It's that undeveloped. It is just that stupid. Now, that's what happens to a lot of people. You'll be judged upon the context and the limit of your understanding. So if there's something that's 1,000 paper clips, but you can only understand 85 at a time, because that's your container, because your container's like this, and it's like this, then it makes it real hard for you to understand business models. Now, I don't tell people how to sell to other people online in terms of creating an online course, in terms of creating Kindle books, and I'm going to tell you why. When I started in 2009, there was a buzz about ebooks. There were people that were making a lot of money. There's still people making a lot of money. But the thing is, everything online gets hacked sooner or later. If there's a process, I remember there were people who would study Amazon every day to figure out what the algorithm was. Every day they would be in there studying, looking. And if you look at something that hard and you put that much effort into it, sooner or later, you will figure it out. Now, they figured it out. And they told everybody. They put it all over in the groups. Then people started putting out certain templates. And I'll just give it to you. 2009, 2010, 2012, if you put a book up for free on Amazon, and I've done this, you could wake up and have like 5,000 downloads overnight, because a lot of people weren't doing that. So the algorithm was pushing people. Then they told that, and people started to manipulate the algorithm, and it created a problem. It created a big problem. It started to impact the customer experience. Books were being recommended that the people didn't want. So they changed it again. And they changed it again. The thing is, you can become a writer. You can use Kindle only and make a lot of money here in 2015. But the tricks that worked in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012 do not work. Notice I said tricks, manipulation. Now, if you write a good book, you write a helpful book, you have a tribe, you understand marketing, you can still make a lot of money with Kindle. But if you're going to go in and quote, hack it, or create a bunch of books that you didn't write, or you hire people and become the position of a publisher, that's becoming harder and harder and harder, because your books, like my YouTube channel here, I've said this before and I say it again. I started off as a storage auction dude, and every time that I pivoted, and I put this in my Project YouTube course, I lose people every time that I do it. That's just reality. That's just how it goes down. And I know that, and that's why I advise people, when you start a channel, do not switch topics. And, you know, I saw a comment with someone that's like, yeah, I was wondering, I've talked about it. It's like, you didn't find it, you heard me say it. But the whole point is, this comes with business models and understanding. YouTube is lead generation. Now, if you're a salesperson, you understood what I just said. If you're boo-boo the fool, or you're a little jealous little bitch that doesn't understand business, you're like, what's lead generation? What does that mean? Lead generation is extremely important. When I was in outside sales, we used to spend $2,000 to $4,000 a month. Then we got this software that was like $8,000 a month. This information database, it was CoStar. Fucking $8,000 a month. Why did we get it? For lead generation. Because without lead generation, without you have no, you just don't have any sales unless you have a physical store. Then people walk in, they see what you have, and you have your displays and your panoramas, and you have all that stuff. But when you're selling something, you have to have lead generation. I get lead generation from the YouTube channel, which I've said once, I've said 1,000 times, that the only reason this channel exists is for me to sell products. But there are people, once again, let's go down, 85 paper clips. That's all their mind can hold, is that concept. They don't understand that you have to put out content. You have to put out the commercials. These videos are commercials. And I'm one of the few people that will say, I want to sell you something. You know, people are like, well, you can never say that I tried to trick you and like, I want to be your friend. Let's hold hands. Let's go skipping into the park and have sandwiches and the wine on the blanket. I've never done any shit like that. But for some people, it's very hard for them to understand how that goes because their business containers are very small. Now, I'm about to say something that's just going to piss off a bunch of people. All right. Like I said, I was watching these videos and they were talking about resellers and what's going on with Amazon because I was shocked because essentially a lot of folks are saying what I said, but since I am the bad guy because I sell information products and I want to make money, well, he's like, we ain't gonna listen to him. And I was just listening to it, and they were saying the same shit I said years ago. The shit was funny as fuck. Now, it's really, really interesting because let's just break it down. Okay. I used to be a reseller, and this is the kind of reseller that I was. I would go out and get products, and I would do demographic research before I would get my products. So let me give you an example. I'm out at a storage auction, right? And I know that bedroom sets, dining room sets with 4 to 6 chairs sell very fast. So that's kind of a quasi demographic. So I'm looking for that stuff. I'm not looking for stuff to sell. I'm looking for stuff that I know will sell. Now, it sounds very simple. Sounds really simple, but you have a bunch of folks who go out and who consider themselves, quote, resellers, and they buy stuff and they get shit they can't sell because they don't know what the marketplace is doing, don't know what sells, don't know the price points. And it gets to be really, really funny sometimes. Hold on, the sneeze is trying to come out and I'm trying to keep it in. I was that kind of reseller based upon a sales paradigm. When I worked at Rent-A-Crate, we were a sales organization. That's how I took it to my business model. So once I figured out how the storage auction game worked, I started buying stuff I knew would sell, or, you know, and there was some hope. There was some, because sometimes you just had to go on clues because you couldn't see what was in the unit. But when you have a house full of stuff, when you have a house full of stuff that you've had for years and years, now let's say it's hot, right? It's hold on, it's very hot stuff. It will sell, but you know you bought well, but you still have stuff stacked up. Now that's called the lack of a structure and process. Once again, I've said this in a lot of older videos that if you do not manage your storage auction process well, it's going to manage you. It's going to. The shit took over my house. It literally took over my house. It was supposed to be one room, then it went to 2 rooms, then it was the basement, then it was the garage. And it was just like, good Lord. It was horrible. I mean, it was making money because I had that small container. Then I had to go, okay, we need a warehouse. We need a storefront. Then things got better because we started to run the business like a business, run it like it was supposed to be run. And it made a huge difference. It makes a huge difference in the outcome of how much money that you're going to make, what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, where it's going to happen. It's just so critical. It's very, very critical. Now, with business model, you know, let's go back to the tiers of resellers. I still have enough knowledge that I could go splunking. Like, would I go to thrift stores? And see, this is something else, and this was one of the things that's going to piss people off. I jumped past the thrift store flea market level in 2003, and this is why I didn't like it. I don't like going to thrift stores. Can you find deals and stuff in thrift stores? Of course you can. Yes, you can. But I didn't like that stuff, and it didn't work for my business model. Let's say that again. It didn't work for my business model. Now, if you understand lead generation, you understand business models, then you understand what I just said. Didn't like going to the flea market. didn't like going to certain things because, I'll talk about the flea market. You had to be there 3, 4 o'clock in the morning on those iffy days where it would rain. You didn't know if it was going to rain. I've seen people lose loads because of rain. I just didn't like it because it was limited. I'm not going to say you can't make great money at the flea market. I know people who do. I know people who made money at the flea market. It just was not my business model. It was just not what I liked or enjoyed. It wasn't a business model for me. And I keep saying business model because when you have people who out here consider themselves, experienced, I'm not even going to say professional, I'm going to say experienced, they really aren't. Because when you flow the term like lead generation, business model, using commercials, marketing, and they're like, what you talking about? Why you trying to play tricks with my mind? Because, that's not cool. That's not cool what you're doing, man, because I've said this before, and this is one of the reasons that I'll never do a course on how to sell on eBay. It's just my thing anymore. I'll probably never do a course on how to sell on Amazon. It's just not my thing because I know what happens. And I've said this in courses and I'm going to say it to you today. You start doing that stuff. And once you become good, it is like trying to pry a candy bar out of a chocolate addict's hands at 12 a.m. It's just like, oh, no, 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 no. This is my chocolate. You cannot take my chocolate. You cannot be messing with my paradigm of success. You can. And like I said, I was off 3 days last week. Typically, I've been really good about not working weekends the last few weeks. But I was off 3 days. I was off Saturday. I watched football all day. I watched football half of Sunday. It's like, let me get in here. And I started doing stuff. And I was just listening. And I just kept hearing the same thing over and over again. I've heard the word bubble. I heard that retail arbitrage doesn't work for everybody. And the thing is, if you weren't really diligent, retail arbitrage didn't work for most people. If you weren't diligent, because right now, 2015, if you know what you're doing, retail arbitrage still works for you. It's just more challenging. But once again, container. So you go out there and do retail arbitrage and you're 85, your business model is an 85, right? Then you've got someone out there who's doing retail arbitrage and their business model is 2,000. Who's going to win? 2,000 is going to win. Because one of the things that helped me with the storage business is, and I see it to the day, when I go out and shop and I know the prices of stuff, I'm really good at guessing what the prices of stuff and what it will resell for. Because I did this for years and years and years. There was a lot of bad buys, which teach you more than the good buys. Because it's like, good Lord, I got burnt on that. And you don't forget that stuff. You just don't forget that stuff. But you have people who can't really assess a true business, because this is another thing I'm going to say about resellers to piss people off. If you become a reseller and you only sell on eBay and you don't do a flea market booth, I've had 21 booths at the same time. And if you don't do Craigslist, and if you just limit yourself to what's easy for you, then you're going to miss many, many important lessons that will make your business robust and able to withstand the downturn. Every company has downturn. Something's going to happen. The marketplace is going to change. Something's going to go wrong. Something's going to happen. And if you don't have that, if you're at 85 paper clips and you have a 150 paper clip situation pop up, you're 50% short on your knowledge base to solve that issue. You're totally deficient on how to solve that issue. Now, let's get back to the reseller tiers. Okay, I put myself here as, this is something I'm gonna start next month. It's called a disruptive Ronin. Oh, this shit's gonna be fun. But I'm a disruptive Ronin. Now, if you know what a Ronin is, that's a samurai without a master. Don't have a master. Don't have a clan. Don't have any of that stuff. I'm just out there on the land doing whatever the fuck I want to do with my sword. For many people, to be a Ronin is some scary shit because they need a master. They need a defined container to operate in. They need someone, Ronin, Ronin, do your shit. Go kill this bad guy. Go kill this feudal lord over here. You go do this. Without that, they're lost. They're completely lost. But a disruptive Ronin, which I believe there's more than me out there, there's other people, is I can go into any major city. I can go into halfway populated town and just on knowledge base with a little money. I'm not going to go in there dead broke. That's just crazy. But say a little money, say $1,000. I can make a living. I can use that, buy some stuff, flip some stuff, do some stuff. I can make a living. That's what a true hustler can do. Like you can make a living because your knowledge base is so deep. You're not at 85 fucking paper clips. You're at 1,000. You're at 2,000. You're at 3,000. That's your knowledge base. Now, then the second level is someone who has a really large knowledge base, who knows a lot about stuff and who can kill it on eBay. They know that no matter what season comes, they've got a plan. Like the summer, back in the day, people used to take the summer off for eBay. They just wouldn't sell because it was so slow. I never took the summer off. I figured out, okay, what the fuck's going to sell in the summer? So our eBay was always humping, always, because we positioned it that way. And then you've got that second level. Now, like I said, once again, that's your thing. You do it if you want to, but you're never going to become, in this country, I shouldn't say that. You're not going to become an eBay millionaire easily. To really clean that up, the same energy that you would invest in becoming an eBay millionaire is more energy than you would be invest in becoming a millionaire of starting your own business from scratch. Because in the beginning, it's going to be really, really rough because you're going to learn so much. Then you're going to reach a certain point where you will know all this stuff and you'll be set to make money up. Whereas at eBay, I've seen stuff. I've seen people, doing pay-per-click campaign. All right, this is just my thought based on my experience with Amazon. I was sending traffic to Amazon from the YouTube channel. Now, the thing is, you don't control when that traffic lands on Amazon. It's like, someone said, correct me. It's like, you can send it straight to your product page. Okay. When you go on Amazon to buy anything and you isolate that one item, you still see a bunch of stuff and they design it that way. It's very, very, it's this. X amount of people bought this. I buy a lot of stuff from Amazon. So don't tell me that you can just isolate where they're going to see something else. They're going to see something else. And I have been looking for one thing. Then I saw that thing down there and I was like, woo. And next thing you know, I was on that rabbit trail. What I teach my students is never, ever send traffic to a place you can't control the outcome. Or you can't benefit from the outcome. You need to send people, when you go buy my stuff, and you check out, you see nothing else, nothing else. It is so easy for people to become distracted. It is incredibly easy. So you have people who are paying money to send traffic there. You're having people who are trying to isolate. And like I said, there are people who are grossing a lot of money on Amazon. I'm gonna be straight up with you. Because at one point I was talking about Amazon and then, I was going to even bring my kid into it. And I was like, we talked about it and we went in a different direction. Because that's on the 30 days to 2,500. We changed that when we did, shortly after we did the course, after I did the course, because I don't like numbers like that. Some people are perfectly fine with it. I actually had a conversation in an e-commerce group about this because people are like, if you can make 5% and you get the scale and the volume, I don't like that business model. Now, once again, It's a business model. It works for some people. I don't like it. Shit scares the fuck out of me because you're already know 5% margins, 10% margins, and some go sideways. And understand, at some point, some's going sideways. At margins that damn thin, you're out of business. You're out of business. A lot of people are going out there and they've got these e-commerce businesses. They've hired employees. They don't have workers' comp. Woo! Something happens, you're going to have to pay for it. And depending upon the state that you live in, you may get a fine for having, occupational situations without license and insurance. And I guarantee you, it's going to be harsh. It's going to be crazy. Never happened to me. Never happened to me. This is why I contracted my labor. At one point, we did have 12 employees. And yes, we had the insurance and stuff, because if you don't, you got 4 or 5 people doing stuff like lifting boxes, doing something where they can get hurt. They could fall off a dock, and you don't have that insurance, and you don't have a proper corporate structure, and you're doing all this as a sole proprietor, you could lose your damn house. It happens. But once again, business models development. Going back to me being a physical dude, because I no longer call it, quote, the real world. The internet is a real world, but it's a different real world, if that makes any sense to you. I did both. Now, which brings up some other stuff about my lack of experience, and then I'm faking stuff, and I drive for Uber because I don't make any money. And I look at this stuff because I'll just tell you, due to some YouTube fuckery, I had to sue someone and I won $150,000. They settled. It's sealed. I wasn't even supposed to say that, but I don't think that they're going to watch this video and find out. But you got to be careful when you attack someone on YouTube. Because let me give you an example. If I came to your channel and you had a video, and then I took your video off your channel, went to one of those downloader sites, put that video on my channel, and just started talking shit about you, right? You see it all the time. You see it all the time. And people just think, because you see it all the time, people think it's okay. That's copyright infringement all day long. That is something, if someone wanted to and they had the wherewithal and the mindset and the knowledge, they could sue your ass and win. And win. It seems very simple because you see it all over the place. Like when I took Aaron's video and put it on his interview. Now, the thing is, since he agreed to the interview to show his face, we're talking, we're having that conversation. I knew that I had permission because I talked to him. I said, what I want to do is take your intro. I want to rip it off of your website, off of your YouTube channel, and put it as an intro to this interview. And he said, okay, I had his permission. You cannot be using people's stuff. You can't use their name. You can't, there's a lot of stuff you can't do. But once again, 85. If your knowledge base is like this, if you notice, there's music all the music I play, I buy. The images I use, I buy. And the thing is, you can get away with not doing the right thing for a long time. But say your channel blows up. Say you're getting ready to do something, and then you have that one video that is like a lead generation. Like I have this video called "What to Do If You Find a Bunch of Money." The video is almost at 800,000. It's over 800,000 views. That video is a strong lead generation video, which means it gets me a lot of subscribers. Now, if I use copyrighted music, if I had used images, and just say whoever was the copyright owner saw it and it's like, I don't like that, take it down. I just lost my lead generation video, but more importantly, I just lost channel authority. I lost channel strength because that video. How do I know this? I had 3 videos up about storage wars years ago, and A&E went ahead and did a copyright infringement. Now I did I did it what I thought was the right way, but YouTube didn't agree. And if the copyright holder says, your shit's coming down. One of the videos was stroking toward 200,000 views, went down. My overall views for the channel went down 38%. That's how many viewers that one video was getting me. 38% in a week. Just, I was like, damn. I mean, it was like, I was like, what the? It's like someone turned the lights off, someone turned the water off. So you got all these people out here talking about this stuff. And I give you that YouTube lesson, like, don't use copyright music. You know, if you could kind of like lower the volume, you could kind of get away with it. But I'm saying, as a safety precaution, because you never know who's going to buy that song, who's going to become the owner of that copyright. And say someone buys this song that the copyright owner currently doesn't care if it's all over YouTube. And someone buys it, and then they're going to use it in this commercial. What they're going to do is go through, use content ID system, and get rid of that, because they don't want their music all over YouTube. They want it for their commercial. That has happened. But once again, you have people who don't understand business models and how these things operate. Because when I first started YouTube, a lot of people thought it was bullshit. Let me be clear. A lot of people still think it's bullshit. It's some for kids. I was watching the video where they were talking about, you know, the 4K camera, like the new iPhone 6 shoots in 4K, and how YouTube is a young man's game or a young girl's game and is driven by millennials. Once again, I just heard that and I was like, it's not true. YouTube is an international application, an international appliance used by everyone. I'm 48 years old and I make it do what it do. Then we're talking about the 4K camera. Don't use this stuff because, you know, you see blemishes and everything. And this is something that I do. Like any of my Facebook pictures or profile pictures, I always take a recent one, you know, a recent one, and maybe like 6 months, or maybe it's always something recent, because I've seen this. You got your Facebook friends who got their high school picture up, or the last picture that picture the last time they thought they were cute. That's their profile picture. And so I'm out here doing this, and I go out and meet people, and I've got older pictures. Then they meet me and they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, hey, it is what it is. Life goes on. I've got wrinkles, warts, and all this other stuff. And I'm real cool with that, because that's just life. Because the current verse is live and have wrinkles and get older, or die and have nothing. But you have that stuff that people do. And with your channel, I think it's an intelligent person's game. I think if you know what you're talking about, because you have Khan Academy, you've got, is it Versa Beta? There's a lot of channels that big think that just cater to everyone. But once again, going back to business models and because containers, when I hear those statements, it's like, I'm like, that's not true. But see, the thing is, okay, many people think YouTube's just a joke. They have no clear understanding of how powerful YouTube is. None. And some fool was talking about, you know, I'll give you this example. YouTube now, which is one of the reasons I'm doing all these hangouts, which is the reason I'm doing these live things, is YouTube is rewarding channels that do live events. They're rewarding channels. They're giving them more shine. They're giving them more love. And then I'm like, okay, I got the memo. So I'm going to do more live events. And, you know, you got people who don't understand that business model, because their perspective is rooted in, I only know how to do resale. YouTube, like I said, I've talked to a lot of people because it is challenging. There's a new thing you have to learn. It's a lot to it, but it's worth it because of what it will do to your channel. It will give you so much more boost because, let's see, I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna show you something. If you want to evaluate someone's channel, because I'll give you the full money. I'll give you all this. I'll give you the secrets. I'll even give you the coder ring. All right, here we go. Come on, come on. Let's see. Let me just get up in there, and I will show it to you. Like, let's see. Here we go. If you ever want to evaluate YouTube channel, because someone sent me this email, like, you know, Glennon, all these other people got more views than you do. They got all of, I'm not going to mention names to get into their channels, because what I'm going to tell you, if you want to look at my channel versus someone else, come in here. And this is the channel name. You have to put in your what's up. I'll show you how to find this. Okay. Now, this is me. I was at a C, and I forget where I was. Well, this was 136. I do remember that. And this was like 99. And this was, I forget. I'm not really sure. Now, what does this mean? That there's 48,408 people who get more subscribers than I do. And I'll tell you how many subscribers I get. Usually I picked up 1,200. So once you get, now you just see, this is information. This is how you develop business models. Okay. Once you get to 1,000 subscribers a month, you're going to crack the top 100,000 subscriber rank. Now, when you get to, I had 259,000 views in the last 30 days. All right. So that gives you video view rank. So I'm at 126. There's 126,161 people who get more views than I do. And Social Blade rank in terms of 90,000. Okay. This used to be like, I will give you, let's see. I think this is the channel name. Nope. That didn't work. Okay. Well, while I look for that, I will show you how to find, because you can't go by the name that you see. You got to do this. If you want to go to Social Blade and you go to their About channel, and then you will, yeah. This is what you need to do Social Blade lookups. You got to do that. So let's see. I'll show you something else. This is real important stuff. I think that because I haven't posted anything on this channel in a long damn time. Let's see. Here we go. I thought it was that. All right. So let's go there. I'm going to show you something. It's a dead channel. I made it in 2011, really haven't done anything with it. So it's got 11,000 views. So what we do is we take this information, then we go back to Social Blade. This is the chick that did the Dear Fat video, fat people video. She killed it. Look at her subscriber rank. It was not like that. She's very hot right now, but look at this. She's still got, she's getting more subscribers, and she's got a high Social Blade rank, but her video rank there's still, X amount of people ahead of her. But once you crack the top 50,000, let's see, in terms of subscriber rank, YouTube pays a lot more attention to you. Because I get emails for events, I get emails for hangouts and stuff, and you get that a lot. Okay, now see, this is me right now. Now this is a dead channel. Now there's going to be millions. See the subscriber rank, video rank. You see this? This is how many YouTube channels there are out there. This is how many YouTube channels which are ahead of that channel. Literally 2 million. Now, these are people who are making videos. Everybody who has a channel, that doesn't come in there because the channel has videos on it. You have a channel and you've never made a video, you're going to be whatever. Another thing is, this channel got 2,600 views and 23 subscribers in the last 30 days. It's a dead. I haven't put anything up there. I don't know how long. I'm thinking about changing that channel up and doing something else with it. But my whole point is, it's really interesting when you learn the business models, when you look at it, because like I said, So this person who I will not mention came and was talking all this shit. Then I sent him this and I sent him screenshots, and he has nothing to say now, because go here, you can find a lot of information. You can find out if people are buying subscribers. You can find all kinds of stuff here. If you come in here and do this, this will give you a very good understanding of your strength of your channel, what other people are doing. But here's my dead channel, which I haven't posted on in maybe 2 years, I don't think. Millions. Now we go to the live channel. Big difference. I mean, it is. Let's put it this way. I'll get more views today than this channel got all month, because I don't do anything with it. And just don't do anything. And I think I may start doing the stories there. I don't know, because the stories are not coming back on the main channel. But the whole point is, if your container is really small, then you just don't have the tools to properly evaluate some stuff. Because I'm not even going to like get too deep into it, but I've heard all these rumors, because like I said, I have an eBay course. No, I don't. I have an Amazon course. No, I don't. And no, I'm getting people who are asking for consults. All right, here's my going rate. It's $500 an hour. Now, this is how consults usually happen. People usually find me. Now, I don't talk about it because consults are fucking draining. If I got a good client, good energy, they're fun. If I have a client who's struggling, who just doesn't have a good container, then I'm doing a lot of education, a lot. And it's not as fun. I'll be straight up. It's just not as fun. And that's why I don't really push it. And I know there's some people who, because no one ever in life is going to give them $500 an hour for anything, can't believe that I make it. And that's cool. You know, think what you want. But from my business model, and something that I talk about frequently, which is freedom, consulting doesn't fit in there as well, because that means appointments, that means set time set aside. Whereas like today, I woke up and just created my schedule. Whereas if I was doing consulting, I couldn't do that, because I've got a 12 o'clock call tomorrow. That's my schedule for the week. That's the committed schedule. That means if after I do this, if I wanted to go to the gym, I can go do the gym, have breakfast, come back and work on some stuff. Very free, very flowing, very liberal schedule, which is what I like. That's my crack. So anything that kind of disrupts that, I'm not really down with it. Just not. But once again, when you have someone who's an 85 paperclip trying to evaluate someone who's a 1,000 paperclip or a 2,000 paperclip, they don't have enough mental tools to do the evaluation, even though they think they're pretty smart. Even though there's information that they could research, look at, they purposely choose to misrepresent the truth, because the truth would not help them. It gets to be very interesting sometimes. It gets to be very, very interesting. What I'm going to do right now is jump into this and see what's going on in the world of YouTube. A lot of people are looking up the Social Blaze. Let's see. Man, I just looked up the silly. Minecraft is killing it. I'm gonna tell you something else that's killing it. Toy reviews by children. Look up the channels that do toy reviews. There was one that's like, it's like 4 years old and it's got like 300 million views. Parad, if you send traffic to Amazon, they don't have to buy the same product you sent them, but you get the credit for anything they buy. Okay, you missed something real important. You have to be an Amazon affiliate, and they have to use your affiliate link. If you just send traffic there, all right, here's the context. Good question. I'm gonna jump into it. Here's the context. If you're trying to generate traffic to send people to buy your product, and you're sending, you're pay for click traffic, you're paying for this traffic, and they don't buy your product, the Amazon 4% commission doesn't really make up for what you spend. So it's not really worth it. So that don't see, this is what I'm talking about. What Parad said is true. If you are an affiliate, if they use your affiliate link and you have stuff on Amazon, but they buy something else, you do get credit. You get a little money. But if you don't have all that set up and you send traffic to Amazon, you get Nathan, as Biggie said. How accurate is the income estimate on Social Blade? Let's see. I'm gonna say there's a lot that goes into this. Okay, let me give you a quick breakdown on that. Let's just go back to this. All right, let's take her. You have to go to the channel and you have to look for certain things. Are they using music? If they're using a lot of current music, which gives you a lot of juice, makes your channel really sassy, they're not making a lot of the money because they can't, because the people of the creators of the video of the music, they're going to get that AdSense money. Because there's one guy, he's got 1.6 million viewers, 1.6 million subscribers, and his channel, he did his channel in 2006, but for years a lot of his best videos have copyrighted music, so he literally screwed himself out of probably 16 grand a month because he can't go back and take the music off. And so that's what I'm saying. Don't use copyrighted music. Just don't. But to get back to your question of how accurate, let's see, let's use me. So go to the channel, see what they're doing. If they're doing everything clean, then let's see. If they're doing everything clean, then here we go. They're going to be really close. Okay. I'll just show you. So 65 to 1,000 a month in earnings, right? Well, let's do this. Show you how accurate it is. I estimate it's off by 25% each way. That's my case. Let's see, last 30 days. So earns off by $130. It's off by $130. So it's pretty close. It gets you in the neighborhood, right? It gets you in the neighborhood. It's not 100%. But being in the neighborhood is all you need to know, because let's go back to Nicole. She got 11 million views. With that kind of views, and she got 142 subscribers in the last 30 days. I would say she's made 20 to 25, pretty, at least 20 to 25, you could say without a doubt. Without a doubt, 20 to 25 for that time frame. If she's got brand deals and other stuff, she could be making way more. Like say when these beauty vloggers do these things like, oh, I went here and I got this here. Sometimes they're getting 20,000, 30, 40 grand just to say that. Yes. Yes, I know. It's like, what? You're kidding. No, I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. For real. They're getting that kind of money. So the Social Blade only gives you part of it. You got to go to the channel, see what they're doing. If they've got sponsorships, if they have any of that stuff, that can radically change what they're doing, how they're doing it. Makes a huge, huge difference. So there's so many variables to that. I mean, it's a lot of variables to that, a ton of them. But on the business model deal, all right, back to the containers. Because one of the things is, I'll go ahead and give you my business model. Number one, I have a lifestyle business. I have a lifestyle business because I don't like being committed to a lot of things. So this works for me because it gives me a lot of freedom. Freedom is job number one for me. What keeps me free, what makes this thing do what it does. That's very important to me. So for what I'm doing may be woefully inadequate for someone else. There are people, you know, like someone's like, oh, why aren't you doing any speaking engagements? And it's like, I don't want to. It's just that simple. I really don't want to. Well, people are doing this, people are doing that. It's like, that's their business model. And I know someone that loves going on the road and talking and doing that stuff. They just love it. They totally love it. Let's see. Yeah. The Jones has lost her mind. Oh, there are people that make more. But yeah, that month, because she did that Dear Fat People video, she's been on The View, she's been around. I mean, collectively, that one video could be responsible for hundreds of thousands of dollars for her. Oh yeah, I mean, Social Blade is a monster. Social Blade is a monster. It really, really is. People just don't get how, and this is the thing with YouTube, okay? Now, let me come out here. Like, I'll give you an example. I'm going to show you someone else, a guy I really like, and he got me hip to some stuff, because when I started my channel, I made 2-3 videos a day. Many people have a problem. It's just like, why are you making so many videos? And they don't understand. And then it's like some videos get more views than others, right? And they're just like, the container, they can't fucking understand because their container's so small. It's like they're trying to get to a size 12 pussy and they got a size 1 dick. It's just, there's no friction. They just can't do anything with it. Also, size 12 pussy could be scary, but I don't know if they exist. I'm just making that up. But let's go with hold on. Let me I don't know where that shit came from. It just popped out. Who am I looking for? It'll come to me in a second. It'll come to me because there's someone I'm looking for. I know I'm subscribed to his channel. Hold on a second. I gotta find it because it's bugging me. It's totally bugging me. It's totally bugging me. There's some other people I gotta get with. Where the heck is it? Ah, here it is. All right, I'm gonna show you something else. All right, so let's get in here. I do this sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. I've been doing this for years. Okay, so here's one channel. Now, let's go to this. Here we go. This is why you got to go here to the About channel to find out what their name is, because he started his channel in 2008, and this is what he started. And that doesn't change. Once your channel, you know, you can't change that. It's done. So I did this with Evan, and it's very interesting. Now, he started putting out a video every day. Did he start putting out 2 videos every day, right? Look where he is. He's got 1.6 million views in the last 30 days, which is up from the last time I checked it, because he was doing like, I think 700,000 views. And you go down here and you can see when he started putting out all these videos, because some people were like, well, it doesn't help. Bullshit. Making a bunch of videos will help your channel rate, because this is why. You're going to make a bunch of videos. You have to have a lot of ideas, and you have to have a lot of ideas because you're going to have to do a lot of research. And you have to do a lot of research. It's going to force you to find things that you would not find. So when you go from making 1 video a day to 2, 3, 4, or if you start making a video, like I make 3 to 5 videos a week, it forces you to look at things differently because you need content. Okay. So he started this. Look where he was just last year. Right? Then he started cranking it out. And you see this? More videos that he made, the more subscribers that he got. This is called a direct correlation. More videos, more subscribers. You can't get better than a direct correlation. The more videos he put out, the more subscribers he got. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to me. Because at one point I was only doing a video a week because I was doing other stuff. Then I just decided to really knock it down. And let's go back down here. See, I started about here when I started cranking out the videos. But if you see, now this right here is not a direct correlation, and I know exactly what happened. I started putting up some very touchy topics. So I was getting subscribers, but I was losing subscribers because essentially I was shedding people who didn't want to hear that, which is cool. And this will self-correct probably December. But I'm still getting people because this is kind of wild. This is really wild. I'm trying to think, what did I have in that month? I don't know what the heck I was doing, but I got a bunch of subs. And I typically hang around 1,000 to 1,500 a month, which, because this year I've got 20,000 subscribers. Out of my 32, I got 20 something thousand plus this year. Yes, that's how it works. Because the thing is, as you continue to go on and keep innovating, it's just going to get more and more and more. You're going to get a lot more, way more. So let's see. Let me go back to where I was here. Yeah, you can, like, if someone, because like I said, this person was just saying all this stuff. And see, the thing is, it's not like this stuff is hidden. If you just do a little research, you'll find this stuff. You will totally find this stuff. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about. But typically, a lot of people sleep on YouTube. I've used YouTube. Let's talk about a channel that I no longer have. Last year, when I used to drive for Uber, because matter of fact, can I find that? Yeah, I can find it. Hold on a second. I drove for Uber last year for 6 weeks because I wanted to write a book. And I couldn't write a book. I took my own advice. I will never, ever review someone's channel or talk shit about someone unless I do my due diligence. I will know what I'm talking about. A lot of fuckheads on YouTube, they just speak out their ass without doing simple research. Let's see. Uber book. Ha 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 ha. Let's see. That's all right. Hold on a second. Let's do this. Let's do this. Because it's not on this computer. Okay. And this is also showing me something else too. Wait a minute. Well, let's see. Let's go here. Drove for Uber, and I created this course, and I created this book. Oh, it was letting me all in there. It's like just some stuff that I learned, and then it was about my recommendation. Now let's talk about Udemy, whatever. Let's see, because I'm in here. Now I stopped doing, this is a business model. This fits into what we're talking about, business model. I was all on the Udemy tip, but I saw stuff because I've got this thing. At some point, all third-party platforms behave the same. And, I've got these courses up here, but Udemy, this is their game. I'm not going to bash them because you know what you're getting into. I did not, Udemy has their thing where they want uniformity on their platform, which makes sense because it enhances user experience. See, because I understand their business model and I understand it works for them, there's no need for me to bash it or say harmful things or stupid stuff because it works for them. I didn't like their business model, and that's why I stopped putting stuff up. Because with Udemy, it takes you 60 days to get paid. And because they like uniformity across the board, it's challenging to put courses up. I had to resubmit and resubmit and resubmit. And it's not for things you would think, no long videos. The videos have to be short and things like that. So that's one of the reasons that I jumped off of that. But when you are creating these things now with there was this thing where I drive for Uber. I don't make no money and I drive for Uber. Now I have several videos talking about that where I say I used to drive for video. I mean, I used to drive for video. That's funny. I used to drive for Uber. Like, let me show you. Let's go here. Because I don't really, let's see. Go down here because it was in the stories section. Crazy stories, girls' night out. And if you watch them, you hear me say, when I used to drive for Uber. Now, there are people who are watching those videos and they're saying, I'm still driving for Uber. And it gets to be really, really interesting because why? Why are you saying that when it's clear in the video? I used to. Now, this story, I'm gonna tell you, listen, this shit was a trip. This shit was a trip. This is an Uber story. This shit was a fucking trip. I think they were trying to interview me for some Mandingo Warrior stuff. But going back to this, once again, I don't believe in bashing folks if I don't know what the hell they're doing. But I know that this is the internet, and there's a lot of small-minded people who essentially don't have a life, and they're not making any money, and they're not doing well, so they're going to hate. But here's the thing with business models. Like I said, I got off Udemy and I went here. And I'm going to tell you something. The difference was sick. The difference was amazing. Because, I mean, I'm just, the difference is amazing. The difference is amazing. Then we go here. I never made that kind of money here. Never, ever, ever. And worked my ass off. So understand, when you create your own thing, and everyone asks me about this. This is called Think of It. Where is it? Let's see. That's the team. These are the people, good people. They're very responsive. This site is like Gumroad in terms of you can do whatever the hell you want to do. You can put up what you want, create what you want. Now, let's go with my business model again. I teach people how to create businesses and make money. I don't teach people how to create a business to sell to other people to make money. Let's go with this. And many people, this course is the best course I've ever done because if you want to learn how to sell soap, this will help you. If you want to learn how to sell cookies, this will help you. If you want to learn how to develop not an Amazon business, but a Craigslist business and sell appliances, this will help you. If you want to have an asphalt cleaning service, parking lot cleaning service, this will help you. This is the course that teaches you how to put together a business model process for several different businesses. This is why people have problems with me, because they're looking for, let's go here. They're looking for a template like the Craigslist course. Like I said, they're looking for a template. So I started putting stuff like that. Got the Craigslist marketing course, the credit course, disruptive money, something else is going to come there. But essentially, I teach you how to make money doing what you can do with your strengths, which many people is very scary. It's a very scary, thought process, because that means you got to do your thing. You've got to go out there and hustle and get into the unknown. That right there is some scary shit for a lot of people. It is super scary, like crazy scary. So that's just some of the stuff that, I put out there just to let people know what's going on. Let's see. We got more. And here it is. What's the best type of car for Uber? Used car that's well on gas. Find yourself a used Prius. Best car for Uber if you're going to do Uber X. And the Jones, hey Glenn, I've been watching you for years and years. I've seen you progress up the scale. Congrats. I've been considering starting a channel for years instead of just watching everyone else making coin. I don't know what the fuck to start talking about. Also, you think a faceless YouTube channel would work, not showing my face. If you're doing gaming, yes. If you're doing tutorials about certain things, like if you did a channel about how to do Excel, say you were an Excel ninja, yeah, there's plenty of channels that people have never shown their faces. I'll give you, here's one. This guy, he sits around and he talks about MGTOW, men going their own way. He just does voiceovers. He's never shown his face. And let's see. And he's killing it. Go to the blade. And 756,000. I think his channel is only 2 years old. And he actually gets contributions. His business model is someone asks for him to do a video, he'll do the research and they pay him and he gets AdSense. So I have no idea how much money he's making. Yeah, crazy. This so he doesn't show his face at all. So there's a lot of ways that you can skin this puppy. Let's see what else is in here. Let's see who else jumped in. All right. Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. So when you're looking at creating your business model, putting out your thing, understand that it's a wide open world. There's a lot of possibilities and upside. There's so many things that you can do. One of the problems that I think people are missing is it's not going to be easy. And I think people would be just shocked at how hard it is to really do these things. And that's the thing that messes up a lot of people. People are looking for the secret recipe, the magic recipe. And I was talking to a guy named Aaron Marino, Alpha M. His channel is older than mine. And he said the last 18 months is when his channel just like took off. And this YouTube is changing. And his thoughts were that because I could see some things, they made it easier to find videos and they're recommending in a different manner than they did before. But if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel and you got people talking about, like, let's say this one asshole is like, if he was running a business, he wouldn't have time to make YouTube videos. Motherfucker, my business is making YouTube videos. So that's the thing that cracks me up when I deal with these dumbasses who think they know something, but they're so stupid that if they knew how stupid they really were, they would put a gun to their head and shoot themselves because they couldn't bear the pain anymore. This is my business. I'm an online marketer. I make videos, I create online courses, and I sell stuff. This is my business. This is my business model because this business model gives me the freedom, my crack, that I deserve. Why would see? This is the thing, and this is what's going to happen with the new course that's coming in October. Disruptive Ronin, the Economic Warrior. It's a totally different course, totally different mindset. Because when I thought about how many folks are so linear that it's like you got to do this, you got to do this. And when I found those videos where everyone, well, not everyone, where many people were saying what I was saying about Amazon and eBay. And so I heard that eBay's got rid of their defect rate because, like I said, I don't sell on eBay, but apparently it's not as onerous as it was. It's amazing how when they split PayPal and eBay apart, how both of them, got much more easier to deal with. That's kind of funny. I wonder why. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting stuff. Let's see what's in the questions. I swear I thought I saw something here. Okay. Must have been my mind. But definitely when you are looking to put together some stuff. Now let's talk about, I'm going to show you something else this America, because this all fits business models and the internet lifestyle. Let's get to the internet lifestyle. All right. When I'm going to show you something else. Let's see. Let me get in here. All right. Let's go to this. Now you've got two versions. Now I was trying to do this morning, but it wouldn't work. Now you will see this word here, beta. They're letting you know it's still, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but I'll continue to do it because for some reason I can get it to work in the middle of the day. Some mornings it works, some more. I don't know what that's about because I can instantly go in and start a Google Hangout just like that, no problem. But this gets a little challenging. And then, all right, there's two components to this. There's the events. Let's go with completed. If you're going to start a YouTube channel, you want to start fucking around with this as soon as possible. This is the future. I'm telling you, do not ignore this. There's a bunch of people who are just like, I don't know about that, Glendon. I don't know about that. And see, that puts it right there. But I know this. Let's go back here. When I was in my dashboard and I saw this, and I was like, because it just changed it a few weeks ago. And I was like, huh. And I saw this. Now, I've always had the ability to do these live stuff, but there's this software you have to download, this Wirecast, and it was just a pain in the ass. Well, when I saw that and I said they're putting more weight on it, and I can tell you, I've been doing these live things for maybe a month or two. I'm not sure, not two, definitely not two, maybe 5 weeks. And it's already made a difference in subscribers. It's already made a difference in sales. So this thing does something different for your channel. It makes it stronger. And there's just a lot of things you can do because when you go to the Google Hangout side, you'll have people who put up events, but if they don't have a tribe, and this is something else we're going to talk about with Economic Warrior, is the way it is now, you got two choices on making money online. You can build your tribe, which is what I've done, which takes a long, long time. Hold on, I'm gonna let you see my face. It takes a long, long time. Building a tribe takes a long, long time. Building a tribe takes, I'm saying that for a reason. Then you can buy traffic, Facebook ads, PPC ad, which can be instant. If you have a product that say you sell for $100 and you can make 10 sales for a spend of $25, which there's some people doing that. So that's $1,000 in sales happens just like that. And you spend $25, but you're probably going to spend a few thousand, if not more, to figure out what to do to spend that 25. Because I have a tribe and I also use marketing. I spend money for ads for the channel because this is what I do. And essentially, I take my AdSense money as my marketing budget. So they pay me to make money. That's how I look at it. Whereas if you're looking to use your channel to get AdSense money to get paid, you could be missing out on some phenomenal growth opportunities because now, once again, this is my business model. This is what I created for me based upon how I want to live my life. Fuck traffic. I don't want to deal with traffic. I don't want to deal with this bullshit. So that's why I created this for me. So what I give you is custom stuff that I know works for me because I'm here in my boxers talking to you. And I know Louis doesn't want to hear that, but that's real. That's what I'm doing. So now, if you don't have any money, you have no choice but to go try building an organic, which is going to take you 6 months to 3 years. That's what it's going to take to do that. So just something that you should be aware of when you're looking at this. And I highly recommend starting the YouTube channel. I don't do Facebook advertising. I've had people tell me that I'm missing a boat, that I should be over there, but I don't spend not even close to what they spend. And, you know, he doesn't know what I make, and I kind of know what he makes, and he'd kill himself. I just keep my mouth shut. I don't bring it up. Just don't bring it up. Just let them keep drinking that Kool-Aid. So let's see. What else is in here? Oh, I usually do this early in the morning, at least 2 to 3 days a week. So yeah, typically, see, it depends on when I roll out of bed. I roll out of bed, I wash my eyes, and then I do this. There will be some more stuff today because there's only a few more. It's only 2 more days for we roll out on the hustlerkungfu.com special. But there's definitely a lot more stuff that's coming. So let's go ahead and come in here for the internet lifestyle. Now, one of the things that I do, and let's go back to the reseller thing. One of the reasons that I stopped reselling was it opened up the ability for me to be a creator. And I mean, it was harsh, you know, it's going to sound crazy. It was a hard fucking decision. It was extremely fucking hard because some of my best memories in life was from the storage auction days of finding stuff, you know, going in the warehouse. You know, like my partner who passed, who loved Christmas, she would take all these Christmas ornaments and like decorate her house, like going up the stairs, it just literally everywhere, Santa Claus and all this other stuff. So it was a lot of wonderful memories of that. I was in this quandary of letting that go because the immutable law of nature is you can only hold on to one thing in your hand at a time. Your mind's kind of the same way. So I had to let it go. Now let's talk about the nuts and bolts of being a creator versus a reseller. You can make plenty of money reselling. There are people who become millionaires reselling. I choose not to be a reseller anymore because I get rid of one of the biggest problems that every reseller has: sourcing and distribution. Sourcing and distribution. I make my own products. That cures the sourcing. I have to do a great deal of research and have to figure out what people want, which most of the time I fail because there's a great deal of experimentation. But I created this. 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 And there's a lot more that's coming. So let's talk about the creative process. Okay. Essentially, this is my process. I'll throw some out to the email list. I'll put some here on YouTube, and I'll gauge the response. That's called validation. If I don't get a great response, that lets me know my message is wrong, the product's wrong, and no one wants it. I put out something about, you know, a consulting boot camp. For some reason, there's a lot of people who do not like consulting boot camps. They do not want to talk about what they're doing. They want one-on-one. But once again, if I do that, it's $500 an hour, and I'm not coming down on it because it's just what I feel that I'm worth. And if you don't want to pay that, we're not talking. So with you know, throwing that out, a lot of people just didn't like it. They just didn't like it. It's like, no, I don't want that. No responses. I had a few people ask about it, put it out. Not one of those people signed up. So what did I do? Took it off the table because people are telling me, no, I don't want that. I don't want, no, I don't want that, man. I don't want that. So that's the first step. Figure out something, create it, put it out, right? And then go from there. If it doesn't work, go right back to the lab. Don't even mess with it. I put out a lot of stuff that didn't work. And see, this is something else going back to the lack of a container. What I'm doing is called beta testing. Now, let's go back to YouTube, right? YouTube's pretty successful, right? That's successful, got a lot going on. And YouTube, whoa, wait a minute. I'm in the wrong spot. All right, I know what I need to do. YouTube, which is very successful, billions of views per hour. Let's go here. I'm going to show it to you again. Beta, YouTube beta test. Why? To figure out how shit works, how to create a better user experience. That's what I do. That's for all the experimentation. That's all of the emails. Now, if you don't have a lot of ideas, you're not going to do this kind of testing. Back to the 85, paper clips in the container. So when you hear stuff and you look at stuff, you got to really, really think about it from a different vantage point. Now, going back to my business model, leaving resale and becoming a creator. I created 30 days to 2,500 just on a whim. It worked out. It did really well for a lot of people. I don't have inventory cost. I don't have product cost. A lot of the barriers, and this is something that used to really, really drive me crazy. You find something and it sells well and you can't get the shit anymore. And you were just like, oh God, I bought this unit, right? Had these Franklin Mint Baccarat crystal paperweights. So like, I was like, where can I get some more of these? I mean, that was just so fucking frustrating. Whereas I come here and I do my thing and I create something, and if it hits and people really like it, I don't have that problem. I don't have that problem. I got to figure out what's going to make it happen. And unlike many people, like, be straight up, let's just be real. If I wanted to make a living just off of this course, I could. Nothing else. Nothing else. If I just pushed this course, talked about it every day, went through it, walked around, did presentations and stuff, and wrote a book about it, and just did that, I could make a living off that one course. I could do that. That's the power of a creator. But I still feel that, I got a spring in my step and I have a lot more work to do, many more things to put out. I'm past the money stage. I'm past the need stage where, I got to do stuff to eat. I'm past that stage. This is fucking fun stage. So this is a fun course, and the one that's coming up, I haven't done the artwork yet, and I haven't talked to the people I need to talk to, but the Disruptive Ronin, that shit's going to be very much in the vein of 30 days to 2,500, except the mental leap that you would make from taking that course is going to be sick. It's going to be fucking sick. And I'm excited. See, that's the thing. I do this because it's fun. I do it because it's fun. The experimentation, looking for stuff, trying stuff out, seeing if it's going to work. That's fun. We have big fun here in the Hustlers universe. And that's like really, really cool. Let's see. So, we got more people in here. Michael, buyers are liars. What does that mean? Do you have any traditional print or broadcast marketing? No, I don't. I've done no traditional stuff in years. I'm strictly a digital online kid. I don't have any of that stuff. And see, I'll tell you, like if I don't know, I don't know. I will tell you, there's still money with that. I have done mailers, which really worked out well, but that was a very high price point item. $500 to send out a few thousand mailers, and I made 4 sales. I made my money back plus some serious profit. So you got to look at that when you're doing that stuff. But yeah, that stuff still works. Definitely. It definitely works. It's pretty interesting. Let's see if there's any more questions there. All right. So I will go back to this. All right. As a reseller, the shit just got very frustrating, looking for stuff, all this other thing. And the more that I sourced, the more money that we made when I was doing it. That was my job in the business. I was the one, I went out and did sourcing and logistics. My partner handled the accounting on the warehouse, the office, the employees and stuff. All right. Sourcing can be fun. Sourcing can be addictive because typically the stuff that sells the best is often the shit you want to keep for yourself. So you have that battle too. That's another reason. I know it's going to sound really strange and crazy, but I just recently went out because I had to bought a shirt and some clothes and stuff and spent maybe $600. Yeah, I know it was like $4 something for the shoes alone. I couldn't have did that 5 years ago. I couldn't have done that because let me tell you, funny story. Well, it's a quick story. I bought this unit at U-Haul over off Claremont, $10. Dude was from Chicago. He was a fly ass dresser, leather coats down to the ankles, shoes and stuff. He was my size. $10, and I had gear, purple label, polo shirts. I mean, after you had that experience, it's very hard for you to buy regular retail. But once again, as my growth as becoming a regular person again, I actually buy retail now. I know it's crazy, but I let a lot of stuff go to gain more stuff in the future, to gain more stuff, to create better things. And as a creator, you don't have the limits that you have as a reseller. Now, if you're not a really imaginative person or you're someone who killed your imagination, because every child has imagination. If you have kids, the shit they come up with is amazing. But if you allowed your imagination to be beat out of you or you don't do that anymore, yeah, it may be a challenge. Also, with this, I have two. Because I only talk about, because this is something else people were getting confused. I only talk about one. I also have the Hustler Mindset Project. This is where the long form courses and most of them are going to go, because Disruptive Ronin is going to go in Hustlers Kung Fu because they dovetail because of the name, the nomenclature, and the branding. So it's going to go over there, but it's going to be a long course. It's going to be a very long course, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And that's going to start 1st of October. 1st of October. So let's see. Do we have any more people in here asking questions? Because I do believe most of these questions will disappear once the hangout is over. So that's why I'm looking at them now. Oh, potential buyers will tell you they want something until they have to part with their money. All right. Yeah, that's kind of, I got to say that's true. There's a lot of truth to that. There's a ton of truth to that. A whole bunch of truth. Let's see. Billy Monk. Hey, Glendon, how does a newbie position themselves to approach producing content in a sea of experts? Okay, let's talk about that. If you know something, this is about appreciating yourself and appreciating your knowledge. Experts, it depends. I wouldn't worry about that. You should reframe that. How do I get myself in the marketplace? Because essentially, this is how YouTube works. If you consistently put out content, you'll in time, you'll be called an expert. It's just that simple. But you got to build up. And the newbie position, you're going to have to put out a lot of effort in the beginning. I wouldn't even worry about the experts because, like, you just heard me in this video say there's a lot of shit I don't know. I will never do an eBay course. Amazon online training is super high right now. It just goes contrary to my beliefs. So why would I jump on the bandwidth? And that's something else that's going to be in Disruptive Ronin. It's about creating your code of ethics, your code of behavior, which makes it so easy to make decisions. Because like I said, there's a bunch of people making a whole lot of money selling Amazon courses, but I have enough experience with Amazon that I can put something out, but it goes counter to my message of you should start your own thing. You should start your own website. You should start your own business. So I would just look like a complete hypocrite and jackass, like many of the people who were on my ass for years are talking about, I'll never sell information. Then they created these informational products and then the community turned on their ass, which the shit was funny as fuck. It was funny. Crazy, crazy funny. Let's see if there's any more questions. See, the other way, it makes it easier for you to get into stuff. David, 8K a month for leads. How long did that last? And was the juice ever worth the squeeze? I left Rent-A-Crate in a long, long time ago. What, 15, 16 years ago? They're still using it. All right, let me look at it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. CoStar, and if that's still the name of it. All right, they sell this product. All right, let me just give you the breakdown of how Rent-A-Crate works. Rent-A-Crate created this solution for logistics. These crates to help companies move, or to help with churn, or to store files. So you got to find what CoStar is a commercial real estate broker database. You go in there, you can see when someone's lease is up. Very important, because if their lease is going to be up next year, because, all right, let's just hone in on this building. Say this floor to this floor, this one company, right? And they're going to move somewhere. That process for them to move out of this building to wherever else they're going is a 12 to 24 month or longer process, because they got to move out, they got to find a spot, they got to go in, they got to get IT, phones. Maybe, if they're a big corporation, they're going to brand the building. That's a whole nother conversation. That's even more money. Do you know, if you put a name on a building, if you get a company to pay you to put their name on the building, then you can increase the rents for that building. Commercial real estate is a very, very interesting animal. But this site, now, it's probably more money than it was back then, but it gives you information that you just can't get anywhere else. You just can't get information anywhere else. So if you know that someone is moving, then that gives you the ability to call up that person, because they give you frequently the building, who owns the building, when they sign the lease, when they're coming out, the direct contact. That's not always right, because people move on, get fired, but it gives you enough information for you to get in the game. I mean, to really get in the game, make some money, and do some wonderful stuff. It's just like, it's insane what you can get away with when, it's like, it gives you the keys to the Holy Grail. But if it was really, really productive, because you get to print up the sheets and you get to look up stuff. So I think they're still using it. I don't know, because I don't know anybody there anymore. But yeah, that was it. Lot of juice in there, man. A lot of juice. Lots of juice. Let's see. No, Gourmand. Yeah, that's true. It's not a sale until that cash register rings. That is very, very true. Very, very true. All right. So back to being a creator. When you're a creator, you don't have limits, and self-imposed limits. You just don't. I mean, it becomes really, really fun. You can have like 30 days. All right, let's just jump in there. 30 days to 2,500. Oh yeah, something else too. If you did like profanity, you don't want to buy any of my courses, because there's profanity in quite a few of them. Just saying. But I have fun. See, these courses are a reflection of me and my mindset and my philosophy. You can't do that, and that's something else. Someone sent me this thing. It's like, well, a lot of the information you put out, you can Google it and find out for free. All right, let me break that out. So you can Google this course, take all of these concepts and find them. No, you can't. No, you can't. You know why? Because when I was out there and I was Google stuff, I couldn't find this stuff. That's one of the reasons I created the course. No, you can't, because these are my unique experiences. They're not, ubiquitous. They're my unique experiences fused with business knowledge. You can't find this because I can just Google it and find it out. I will say that all this information and principles are probably on the internet somewhere, and it may take you 10 to 20 years of searching to find it and put it together. I give you that. So what's your time worth, player or playette? What's your time worth? You got 10, 20 years to look this stuff up, or you can spend a little money and have it all put in a nice package. That's a no-brainer. Okay, let's see if any more questions. A lot of dead people make more money than people are alive. How? Intellectual property. You feel me? You feel me? The best business model. Good. You feel me? Yes. And see, this is something else. You could take IP, because for the longest time, going with what Michael Christopher said, Elvis was making millions while he was dead. Well, he's still dead, you know. It was like the state was doing 36 to 40 million per year. Michael Jordan makes more money now than he ever did playing. He's like at 90 million a year. 90 million a year from licensing. So this is why I made the switch. Also, going, let's see, show you something else too with this is, you know, just what he just said. I'm going to jump into this. This right here is what got me hip to what he just said. This book, this was the first book. I revised it in 2011. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Yeah, this was the first book. This was the first one. Then I revised it in 2011, made it better and cleaned up a lot of stuff. For about 2 years, I made money off this one book to live, and not just live, but to live very well. 2 years, money, whether I worked or not, money came in. And that's another reason I'm not a reseller. That does not, I don't know, maybe I was doing resale wrong, but there was never a moment in my resale life where I didn't have to hustle. If I was going to take time off, I would overbuy and sell more to make up for the income. But this business model, if I hit well, and I've hit well with this, you know, the rest of these books combined did not do as well as this one. It's amazing. It's totally, totally amazing. That's one of the reasons that pushed me away from the resale thing, because another thing with resellers is typically when people get into resale, it's because they're broke and they need to make some money without spending a lot of money. Nothing wrong with that. Been there, you know, I've did that. But if you evolve your business model game, going back to this, I'm gonna pull this out. This right here, this is going in the group. I'm copying and pasting this because here it is. This is the truth. And that's a big reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, because this course I created last year and I'm selling it this year, and I'll leave it the way it is. And it's got, you know, some errors and stuff in it, but that's nothing distracting, not like the book. But I could sell that course and improve this course. Like I said, if I just wanted to do nothing else with my life but sell this course and go around the country talking about it, I could make a living off of that. That is the power of being a creator. That is the power of being a creator. And many people just don't get that because they're kind of stuck in a paradigm that doesn't make any sense. Definitely. But Michael, Christopher, Matthew, woo, that right there. Oh, since y'all are here, I'm going to let you in on something that's coming really soon. Let's see. Let's go to my Facebook group. I don't know if it's still up. Well, I don't have to look for it because it's going to be something new that's going to happen in Hustlers Kung Fu. I'm going to have that made because it's a real sword. It's a real one, and I can have the option of having it sharpened. But the student of the month of October is going to get that sword. Just a lot of fun stuff that's coming. But yeah, because, you know, when I was looking for the give out stuff, I was just like, I didn't want to do an ebook. That wasn't exciting. I was like, what fits? And it just, damn, Hustlers Kung Fu, Samurai Sword, shit works. So the student of the month in October is getting this bad boy. Probably going to have their name engraved on it too. I got to look into that because I got to call the company. But that's just some of the stuff that's coming. We're about to have some serious fun. Serious fun. Lots of fun. Tons of fun. All right. So let's see if there's any more questions here. And actually, are your questions going to stay? Yeah, they're going to probably disappear when I cut this off, maybe. Fuck profanity. That's so funny. All right, I'm getting ready to shut this puppy down. I want to say thanks to everybody that came in. Really appreciate it. And I'm just going to hit you over the head one more again. Today is the 28th of September. The special ends September 30th, 6 p.m. The link's going to be below the other videos. I'll be on this video later on once it renders, because once I come off, it's going to disappear. Well, no, it's going to stay. It's going to stay. I don't know if the comments are going to stay, but the links are on other videos. And matter of fact, what I can do to make it easy, I love this platform. You just have no idea. It's made my life very, very easy in so many regards. But for those of you who want to get in, I'm going to throw this in the comment. Ends September 30th. So there you are. Let's see if there's any more questions to put in there. Oh, you know what? This is something else. Since for everybody that's here and that mentions it, because you're going to have to ask for it. That's just going to make it easier. Everybody that buys the special, like I said, I don't do anything with Udemy anymore, but I can still give out free codes. Anybody wants the Uber course, you make this deal with you right now. You buy the Hustlers Kung Fu special, I will just give you everything that's on the Udemy course that you want. Because I don't think I did much with this. That's half. This is actually in hustlerskungfu.com already. But if you want that course, and that's actually in Hustlers Kung Fu. Let's see, what's in this one? Because I think I stopped working on that because I got frustrated with Udemy. Yeah, if you want it, you can have it. Let's see. And let's see, what's going on with the self-confidence course? I don't think I did anything with that. Oh, there's a few things there. If you want it, you can have it. Yeah, everybody that buys the new special, but you'll have to email Amy at Pat Fowler, because it's something else. This is what we're doing, so we can check up on. So I can check up on the email. When I'm working, I just change the name of the Gmail account to Glendon and let you know you get an email from me. And when Amy's working, she changes it to her name. So just send any emails to after you purchase that I want the Udemy courses, and then we'll just send you links to whatever you want. And that would be for the 350 special. I could do that if you want it. And you can see, because I will say Udemy gave me a lot of good ideas and structure on how to create courses. I mean, it was well worth the experience. It's just I don't like their business model. Let's see if there's any more comments. I think that is it. All right. So thanks for everybody that came out this morning, and I will see you in the next session. And remember, September 30th, 6 p.m. is a wrap. Essentially, there's some confusion about my consulting services, and I thought I would make a short video to give you an idea of what's going on. Business consulting, business coaching, what I can do for you and you and you and you. Because many people are coming in and they have some expectations that I messed up and put those expectations in your head. So I'm going to reach in your head and rattle it around and pull them out and just throw them away like they're gone. Number one, I'm not doing any eBay consulting. I don't know. People keep saying, hey, I hate fucking eBay, okay? I fucking hate eBay. eBay. Why would I consult? Why would I even? No, it makes no sense. Amazon consulting. No, I don't do Amazon consulting. There's tons of people who do eBay coaching, Amazon coaching. I'm not one of them. I'm the guy that believes in having your own website. I'm the guy that believes in creating and using internet assets to build your stuff, not using someone else's, because I think even in the beginning, they're very good and they make you money, but at some point, they bite you in the ass. So at some point, if you're going to do this thing, you must have your own internet properties. At some point, you have to have it. So why not do that first? And if you still feel the urge, that little scratch to go do the third party platform, do it. But work on your own stuff. So just get that clear. I don't fuck with eBay. I don't mess around with Amazon. And what do? I am a strategist. I am a growth person. I do business development. Strategy, why are we doing what we're doing? And create a roadmap to get you from point A to point B. Because many people are so in their business that they can't see their business. It's like, I can't see the inside of this shirt because I got it on. It's kind of like where many of you are with your business. You're so invested in it and you're so close to it, you can't see it because you're in it. So with me, I'm like, okay, that's going on. Hold on, oh yeah, you got that going on in there too. So that's where the strategy comes from, because many small business owners have me syndrome. I can figure it out. I'm the smartest person. No, you can't figure it out. If I didn't come across Earl Nightingale's Lead the Field, Tony Robbins, Tommy Hopkins, there were so many mentors that I picked up along the way because I couldn't figure it out. And there are many of you who's like, I'm going to figure it out. And what you're going to run into is an information ceiling. The information that you have is only going to get you here. And that's it. You're not going any further. You're not building any further because it's just you. I want you to think about something. And I've said this and no one has mentioned it in the comments since I've been doing YouTube. I started in the storage auction business with a partner from day one. It was never just me. There's always been additional elements to my business success. I had a partner. I had a very good partner who was an accountant. Okay, let's talk about that. So the business was properly structured, account set up, banking from day one. That's one of the reasons that I was able to beat the Clampetts and these other people, because we had proper business protocols from day one. It makes a huge difference, which means if you're just thinking you can do it by yourself, and there's some of you who are brilliant and you'll get it done by yourself, but the truth of the matter is most of you will not. That's reality. Not hating, just stating. So growth, you got a business that's going on, but there's this disconnect between the internet and certain people. Because I've said this before, you'll see someone, they're doing really great out there in the real world, but they can't really get it on the internet because the internet is a separate business, as I talked about in another video. Actually, that video is in Hustle University. Sorry about that. It's a different animal. It's different. It's like different section of the matrix with its own rules and regulations. So seriously, if you have a physical business and you have an internet business, you have two businesses. You don't have one. You have two. And if you treat them as two distinct businesses, you're going to get more traction. So business development. What are we going to do? What can we do? There's many times you want to start a business, and once you start getting feedback from the world, it will lead you to start another business or another service or another product. Many people get scared and they be like, I'm going to do what I want to do because it's a dream. Versus taking the feedback, they ignore it and they crash and they just go boom. So I'm the guy that's like your guide, your shogun. I just show you the way. I can help you build up so many things. Now, this is something you really need to do before you contact me, because many people, and that's why I'm doing this video, ask yourself, what kind of life do you want? Now, this is going to sound offensive, but if you are more concerned with creating some business processes to get some money and forget the whole lifestyle planning, I don't want to work with you. And this is why. Because you'll build up that business, and because you neglected the lifestyle planning, you're going to end up in the same place you were today emotionally. Even your business might be humming along, you might be making money, and just to put a dark moment on that, sometimes when people are fantastically wealthy from a fiscal standpoint, but their soul has poverty, their spirit is bankrupt, sometimes these people kill themselves with millions of dollars in the bank.
Just to let you know, that shit doesn't mean anything when your total life isn't together. So if you don't want to work on the lifestyle planning, because that's something I require, like what kind of life do you want? How do you want to live? What kind of hours you work? And people are like, well, I don't want that. I just want, give me the stuff to make some money and then shut the fuck up and get on. I don't want to work with you. If that's your thing, there's plenty of people out there. There's plenty of business consultants. Go find one, because I'm going to put you through that process. And it's a good process because I put myself through the process, and that's the reason I don't have to deal with traffic. That's the reason I get to work at home. That's the reason in the middle of the day I go work out in the gym, because I don't have to deal with certain things, because it was all part of a plan, a lifestyle plan. I don't want to drive. I don't want to commute. So I created a business to serve those needs. Now, why is that important? Brings your stress level from. I get in traffic, I don't get road rage, because I'm not exposed to that. I'm not exposed to that all the time. So that's very, very important. Less stress, less wear and tear on your spirit and body. You can't replace this. It renews itself, but the less stress you put on it, and it's good, there's good stress and there's bad stress, but the less bad stress you put on it, the longer, the healthier you are. To me, that's incredibly important. Maybe not to you, but to me, it's incredibly important. So, lifestyle planning. So, another part of this is, where do you want to go? What kind of business? I mean, where do you want to go? What are you doing? Do you want to save wealth? I mean, what? What is your thing? What do you want to do? Because there are many people who's just like what I call a get money hustler. I just want to make some money because I have an immediate financial need and I need to solve that problem. Now, I don't want to work with you. Number one, you're broke. Just straight up, you're broke. You don't have any money to pay me, and you will work the shit out of me with no money. I did it a few times just to be charitable, and it was one of the worst experiences, because when you are not only fiscally broke, your spirit may be broke. Money comes and goes, but it's hard to fix a broken spirit. It may never be fixed. I don't have those kind of powers. So you need to come to me with some kind of intact stuff, some things that you're working on. So I can't do that. I just can't do that. It is just crazy. Now, how much money do you want to make? I ask people this all the time, and I get the the outlook is the standard answer, as much as possible. That's a bullshit answer. It's very hard to quantify as much as possible. It gets you nowhere. Today $30 will be as much as possible, and then your mind's like, okay, that's as much as possible, and then that's where you are. You need to have a number. You gotta have a number. The number helps you tremendously. It forces you to focus. Forces you to look at things from a critical standpoint. I want to make as much money as possible. Oh, I just hope to be happy. Oh, I hope to eat. Oh, I hope to have gas in my car. You go nowhere with that. Nowhere. So, know where you're going, have a number, and we'll just start from there. And also, let's talk about the process. It takes me time to figure out who you are, where you want to be. And that's part of the process, because a lot of people email me and they want to talk, and I'll see the email and I can just tell from that first email that this is a 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 20-hour deal. If your life is fucked up, and it's been fucked up for a while, it's not going to become unfucked in an hour. It's not happening. So you got to invest in yourself. If you don't want to invest in yourself, that's fine. But don't expect me to invest in you when you don't want to invest in you. And that's what a lot of people do. It's like, hey, let's go to lunch. Hey, no. We need to do something. We need to make some stuff happen. And one of the beauties of having a lifestyle plan, I'm very blunt. I use profanity. I've been called unfucking professional, and I am unfucking professional. I have no desire to be fucking professional. I have a great desire to be me. And this is me. This is what you get. You meet me in the street. This is how I'm going to be. When business deals, I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm going to help you make more money. I'm going to help you have a better life. There's benefit because I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. Because if you're paying me, I'm going to tell you about yourself, and we're going to do the things to make your business good, which is another part. You need to have a business. You need to have a business. If you don't have a business, we are into business development planning, which takes hours. I cannot talk to you for 10 hours and get just a lunch. It's emotionally depleting because I want you to be successful. I'm rooting for you. I'm like, I got pom poms. I'm cheering for you. And that's a long commitment. So, with that, how do I get paid? Per hour, per project, if you have a project. And this is once again where you need to tell me what you're trying to do. Because there are many people like, hey, I want to do this. And they'll give me what I call topical stuff. And only after the money's paid and the clock is really ticking that they start telling me the truth. They'll tell me what they think. It's like, well, hey, this is. I have had people that I didn't really find out the secret thing from them until the third conversation because it's like this. It's like I put on my hat and I'm in the mind and I'm looking for stuff. Okay. Oh, you do this? Well, let's do this and this and this. I have to find this stuff out to help you, and many people are not used to being freaking honest with themselves. It's just like, well, I want honest with that. Everything else is just hooty hoo. So that's part of the process. So you gotta know. So get paid per hour, per project. And if you have a real business with real books and numbers, that means you have your accounts already set up. Or if I have to do it, I'll do an equity split. So say I improve your business X amount, then I get X amount with a monthly retainer. Because there are many people who's like, hey, let's do the equity thing. Then I'll work for a whole month. And this happened. I actually did this for someone, worked for a whole month. And they didn't want to pay me. And it wasn't because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I did it too well. Because when her husband saw how much more money, he had a problem. He's like, well, was it really worth that? I mean, we'll just throw you maybe, this is what the guy said to me. He said, $800. It was a $20,000 differential. And he was like, well, yeah, that's worth about $800. And I just pulled up my contract and said, well, if I go to court, I'm going to get all 20. And then I got paid what they were supposed to pay me. So that whole thing is, and that's when, and once again, in my business, I have learned that I must set expectations. So if we do something equity, it's going to be a contract. You need to get an attorney. You need to look at this stuff. And it'll be a simple contract. But that's the deal. If you want to do equity, there will be some money up front. Plus, there'll be a monthly retainer plus the equity per month. I go per month because when I was doing per quarter, that got a little dicey. So those are the three modes of how I get paid. Now, let's talk about life coaching. I get this all of the time. If you're on my email address, e-list, you see this. I'll send out something and there's people who want life coaching and they want to be guinea pigs and all this other stuff, but they don't want to pay for it. I don't have to give away stuff for free anymore. 2009, yes. 2010, a little bit. I don't have to do that anymore. And I'm not. So if you want those services, fine. So, all right, as I always do, because if you stayed here this long, you're really interested and you're not fucking a pussy. Fucking doesn't really bother you. Actually, you're probably going to be fucking tonight because you're a winner. So this is the deal.